Roblox is full of new scary horror games, but for me, the terror lies in a completely different place. In this video, I'll be taking you through a nostalgic yet eerie liminal experience of exploring old abandoned games in To put it into perspective for you, I'll have to take this video back to the year 2009. This is right around when I first started playing Roblox. And it's hilarious that these games are older than most of Roblox's existing fan base. But to fully recreate this first experience, I will be using the game emulator, Super Nostalgia Zone. Instantly, when you join, you are hit with a wave of old Roblox sights and sounds, with a huge selection of games. In this case, we're going to follow in the footsteps of my journey and first experience. Haunted Mansion, an experience made for Halloween 2009 where you have the simple goal of fighting everyone on the server, nothing more. Instantly, we are bombarded with reminders of an older and simpler time. The sound effects, the blocks being the entirety of the map, the skybox, and the feeling of being alone in the server. A game that, although a classic, has not stood the test of time. A place once bustling with players, completely abandoned. The second game I wanted to show here is just as old. However, it's still around. Except this time with the atmosphere and ambience. It is a bit more eerie. Even though this game isn't exactly the textbook definition of scary, rejoining a completely abandoned game years after the release, it being long forgotten, with this in mind, it makes it a bit creepier. It evokes a feeling of emptiness and existential dread. This is when you kind of realize everyone has moved on, and you are stuck longing for old times that will never return. Communities for games can accumulate in the blink of an eye and disappear just as quickly. Servers that were once flooded with people, now inoperable, due to the fact that there are no players in the servers for these games to work anymore. Places where people made core memories and playing with their friends, now a ghost town. This is a reminder to appreciate the moment and take in the experience, as one day it will not be the same. Many factors can cause a game to go abandoned, whether that be lack of updates or changing trends. Some will last longer than others, but in this next game, I have an old clip I wanted to show y'all. I recorded this 13 years ago in the game Sword Fighting Tournament by the Gamer 101. If you mention this to any current players, they would probably turn their head sideways and look at you in confusion. Even though this game has 47 million visits in total, there are almost no active players. This is what it looks like current day. The lack of updates surely contributed to how Sword Fighting Tournament met its fate. As you can see, the GUI is the same, the swords are the same, the maps are the same. Everything is the exact same as it was 13 years ago when I recorded this clip. This, like anything else, is an example of the fact that everything changes. If you stay the same, you will be left behind, just like Sword Fighting Tournament. The next game I wanted to show is something that almost everyone during this time period has gotten to play. The classic Happy Home in Robloxia 2010. Although I can't find the original map, there are hundreds of duplicates of it on Roblox. This game is a decently sized map, and almost nothing to do. I can remember hopping on Roblox 15 years ago, playing this for the first time, and once again, everything from those times comes back to me. Every YouTube video during that era. Everyone that I met during those games, all lost in time. Archaic cars and building systems are really something I miss. The simplicity of everything. But ultimately while playing, I succumb to the feeling of emptiness once more. There are many games in Roblox that I have flashes of from the past that I can't find a trace of anymore, and that are basically lost media. There's a sort of beauty that I think lies in those old places that is kind of bittersweet. This was all during a time where Roblox wasn't as popular. There weren't famous YouTubers playing it, and if you try to talk to anyone about it, chances are they wouldn't know what the hell Roblox is. But this really also shows the growth of Roblox as a game for how far it's come. Now you've got famous streamers and millions of people around the world playing it. And who knows, maybe in 10 years, some YouTuber will be making a nostalgic abandoned YouTube video on the games you play now. These abandoned games hold more stories and memories than you could ever comprehend. And that's why I think it's incredibly fascinating. If you have any experiences or games you'd like to share that you consider nostalgic, please let me know down in the comments, as I would love to hear about it.